Hello, fellow Scorpios. This is going to be for May 2018. And I'd like to say general reading, but the past few readings I've done today have been very specific. I don't know why. But as a Scorpio myself, I'm hoping we pull some good cards. We need some good stuff, huh? We all need good stuff, no matter what sign you are. But as a Scorpio, I like good things. I want other Scorpios to have good things. Alright. So here we go. This is going to be Scorpio for May 2018. Let's see what kind of good stuff you got going on. We got going on. Alright, here we go. Okay. Jeez Louise. Every freaking reading today has been like hard hitting, man. So we pulled the Six of Swords, pulled the Four of Swords, and we also pulled the Queen of Cups in reverse. Interesting. I mean, kind of a bummer. I mean, I'll spin it up to be a good thing, I guess, but we'll see what the other cards have to say. Because right now, that looks like a bummer. Okay, so moving away from something. Loss. Not loss per se. I'm going to pull some more clarifying cards. I need the whole story here. I need the whole story. Give me the whole story. Dang. Okay. That looks a little better. Alright. So, we have the Six of Swords rooted down by the Page of Wands. We have the Four of Swords rooted down by the Two of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups rooted down by the Page of Cups. And our overlying card is the Ten of Pentacles. So, it's not all doom and gloom. Sweet. I feel like there's a little bit of like energy being wasted here. Like, well, because I have the Queen, sorry, I'm trying to scoop my chair in. Because I have the Queen of Cups in reverse rooted down by the Page of Cups in reverse, I feel like there is a level of immaturity to a woman. And I also feel like there's greater expectations of a very immature person. The Six of Swords tells me that there is something that is needing to we have two pages here, so they're not entirely mature energies, but I almost feel like it's time to move away, or I don't know how to read that. I mean, I do know how to read it, I just don't want to, because it makes me look at things in my own life, and nobody likes doing that. Sometimes, you know, we have a tendency to really... Sometimes when we feel like we're being pushed, or we're being not pushed so much as optimistically. Both of these cards represent new beginnings, right? So they both represent, in one way or another, they represent new beginnings, they opportunities, things like that. But in a less popular way to look at it, it also means that perhaps we're being forced out. Perhaps we're being pushed away. Perhaps we feel like there are motivating factors to us wanting to move away from a situation. I do feel like there's some forcefulness here that is encouraging. And Scorpios, we are so good at turning inwards and not really wanting to deal with a lot of things on the outside. Like, we have a tendency to just kind of ball up, look inwards, and then stay there for a little while because it's way easier than dealing with other people. I'm gonna set this off to the side. We will return to it, but I want to focus on this Four of Swords and the Two of Cups. When the Four of Swords shows up in a reading, it's a bummer to me. I mean, it's a bummer to me because I feel like it's not pushing us. We are really good. We as Scorpios are really good about getting the things that we want out of life and doing it quickly. We are impulsive. We are determined, and kind of like a pit bull, when we set our eyes on something and that's what we decided what we want, nothing else exists. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm just going to work until I achieve my goals. It's like, no, there is no other goals. I mean, that's just like, that's what's going to happen, right? That's my future. That's what I want. I don't even need to stress on it because it's going to happen. That's how, at least personally, as a Scorpio, and because I like working with active manifestation and whatnot, if I get my eyes set on something, if I decide that I want something, it's just going to happen. You know, like, that's my mindset. Not like I'm being arrogant, but it's just that mindset of like, well, that's just the way it's going to be. And so when I get the Four of Swords telling me that there's delays and telling me that I have to wait and telling me to be patient, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I want things to happen now. I want to move forward right now. I want things to manifest right now. And it is rooted down by the Two of Cups. And when the Two of Cups comes in, I mean, it's a lot about union, and it's about communication and being part of something, being part of a team, being in a partnership. So it's like, okay, I am being motivated to step away from a situation. I feel like whatever partnership I have right now is a delay in getting the things that I want out of life. I feel like there is immaturity in the relationship, that perhaps there's greater expectations than what I'm able to give, or I'm speaking in a general way, not me. Not specifically me. When I say that, I'm talking about like this is the energy that I'm getting. So this also could mean patience. That I need to have patience with my relationship. That I feel like I'm being motivated to move away from the relationship, but I need to have patience because it's worth it. Because there is love there. There is caring there. There is emotional connection here, right? There's emotional connection in this Two of Cups. I mean, for sure, you can't deny that that is an emotional connection, and it is divinely sought. So, be that as it may, perhaps the desire or the feeling like you want to escape, which, I mean, let's be real, Scorpios are escape artists, right? We are so good at getting ourselves in and out of whatever situations we are. If we want to wiggle in somewhere, we're in it. If we want to wiggle out, we're out. I mean, that is something that I think is universal to Scorpios, is like, and we have a real tendency to be disconnected from things emotionally. At least in my experience. In my experience, and with other Scorpios that I met, it's really easy for us to compartmentalize things, right? Where we take our emotional self out of the equation, and that we let our mind run the show. Because if we get our emotions involved, it'll get all messed up. And we know that. Being highly psychic, being highly intuitive, being highly emotional creatures, we definitely have learned over the years to kind of like take a step back emotionally. Here's the deal, though. When it's in our control. When a situation is not in our control, all we can do is feel. All I can do is feel, right? Right? Yes. So, here's what I see, generally, for the month of May. In the month of May, I see that there is a little blip in the beginning, right? It causes you to feel like, okay, maybe I'm being pushed out. Maybe I'm being motivated to take a new path, to leave, to do whatever. Have some patience, because that will pass. That feeling will pass. And you will be returned to an emotional nature of maturity. Now, I don't know if I've ever explained this to the Scorpio readings, but when I pull inverse cards, reverse cards, whatever you want to say, I don't always take them as the negative aspects of that card. A lot of the time I pull inverse cards and I say that they are internal, right? That they're not external situations, that this is something that we have to deal with internally. So with the Queen of Cups, it's our need to be mature, it's our need to be responsible, it's our need to be nurturing and loving and open-hearted, and it's that need to, I mean, a Queen of Cups is a great head of a family. She is mature, right? That's what you can say. And underneath her is immaturity. It's the Page of Cups. It's wanting new things and offering love and being ambitious and being excited for things and feeling like there's new opportunities and there's other things. So I feel like there's this sense of duality of like, I'm hopeful, I'm ready, I'm excited, but I'm struggling to be a grown-up. That is almost what it feels like. But that may not be how you interpret it. I'm okay with that. Now, the end card being the Ten of Pentacles, which, in my opinion, is awesome because it represents happiness and family and good things and happy things. So it's like, listen, the situation you're in is not terrible. You may get cold feet or antsy feet or whatever, but just have some patience, take a break, analyze the situation, and May, overwhelmingly for everybody I've read so far, it's like May is screaming at people to analyze the situation that they're in, to take a real look at everything and all the factors. And once again, it's clear here too that it's delays, but not in the sense of I have to wait, I have no choice. Rather, it's you have a little bit of a waiting period, but use that period to your advantage to really take a look at what's happening, because you have a happy relationship, budding, blossoming potential. Cup, you know, so good, so open, so loving, so emotional, so ready. So just be cognizant that just because you're going through a tiny patch in the beginning of May that may roughen up, do not act irrationally, because you probably will regret it. Because if you just have patience and you just follow through with the things that you're supposed to be doing and stay on the same path that you're on, you are going to end in a very comfortable, very warm, loving situation. So for that, Scorpios, I think we'll take it. All right, you have a good May. I will see you in June.